Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. So today we'll solve some code forces again. So let's go to some questions here. All right. Okay, so this was a question that we tried to do in the last live stream. We did only like 80% of it. Um, so we did this for, so I'll just give you a quick recap of the question, right? So basically there are some words, right, given, and what you had to do is if the total amount of characters in the words, that is the length, right, is more than 10, right? If it is more than 10, what you had to do is you had to, that is 10 or more than 10, right? So what you had to do is you had to take the first and the last letter, right? First and the last letter, and then you had to put the number, that is number of words in between there, right? Number of letters in between the first and the last letters, that you had to put it there, and then so on for other words as well. So suppose like localization would be like L10N, and internationalization will be like 81, that is I18N, right? So there is 18 letters in between I and N over here, so that, and so on keeps going for whatever words, right? If it is less than 10, then no need to do anything, return the word as it is, right? So what we had done was that we did it for one string, right? Currently, this program works for one string. As you can see here, if we compile this, if we just compile this and run, okay, this is a different weapon. Okay, I ran a different file. I think, okay, that's fine. Let me do it again. All right. So now it's asking for input. So let me just give the input. Um, let's give an input from here itself. Or like here, this one. All right. So now it gives uh, I18N, right? Um, but then we'll have to do it for n words, right? So how much ever words up till 100, right? So for n words, how can we do? Let's change the code a bit. So first we have to read n, right? So let me say int n, and then let me just read n. So C in n, alright. And after that, what I'll do is I'll have a for loop for end I less than 0, I less than 0, I goes up till n, and also I plus plus, you have to increment I, right? That's it. And now I'll just open the loop, and inside what I have to give is the loop goes up till here, Close it. Think that's good now. Let me see. There are a few issues here. Let's try to debug this. Uh, happened here. Int n, okay. Cn happened here. And there is an issue. Okay. Okay. First we take n. We read n. Okay. We declare n. We read n. All right. And then for something is wrong here. Apparently, what is wrong? I I greater than zero, right? I greater than zero. I greater than or equal to, or is it just greater than? Has to be I greater than zero, I think. I less than n. I plus plus. Okay. Or is I greater than or equal to zero? Expected what? What is it expecting here? Uh, is the issue? Let me try and debug this. I equal to zero, right? I equal to zero. I starts from zero, right? So I equal to zero. All right, all right. Okay. I think now we are good. Let me just check this once. And think now it's asking for n. So let's just give maybe three. It's asking for an input. First, let me just say a normal that requires nothing to do. Uh, so which is less than 10. So, okay. Why does it? I give 3 here. And then after enter, it just comes again. Why is that the case? Did it just return the thing? Okay, maybe I'll have to. Let me just paste this second word over here. Okay, it's printing then and there. All right. Okay, that's fine. Should be good, I guess. Okay, that's fine, I think. So, all right, it works. So let me just try to paste the solution here and see if it gets accepted. Hopefully it does get accepted. Let's see. Submit. Problem number is 71A. All right. What happened? Mhm. I think there is some issue with Codeforces. Uh, Maybe. I think there is an issue with Codeforces. It's not opening. Submit. I'm not able to submit. I have to log in. Did I not log in yet? Not sure what happened there. Maybe I'll have to try again. Submit. Again, it doesn't. I don't know why. I'm already logged in as well, I think. Yeah, I'm already logged in. Probably some issue with Codeforces today because of this thing. I don't know what is this. Hmm, not sure what it is. I think nothing works today. Hmm, there's no way. Hmm. All right, that's fine. You're just not able to submit. That's all right. You can submit later. Can still solve the problems. Let's go to the next problem. This is team. All right. Uh, if you just joined, welcome to the stream, by the way. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Um, let's keep solving. Uh, okay. This is the question. One day, three best friends, Petya, Vasya, and Tonya, decided to form a team and take part in programming contests. Okay, so there are three people. All right. Participants are usually offered several problems during programming contests. Long before the start, the friends decided that they will implement a problem if at least two of them are sure about the solution. All right. Otherwise, the friends won't try the problem solution. This contest offers n problems to the participants. Okay. For each problem, we know which friend is sure. For each problem, we know which friend is sure about the solution. Okay. What does this mean? For each problem, we know which friend is sure about the solution. Help the friends find the number of problems for which they will write a solution. Okay. The first input line contains an integer from 1 to 1000. Okay. The number of problems in the contest. Then n lines contain three integers each. Each integer is either 0 or 1. If the first number is If the first number in the line equals 1, then Petya is sure about the problem solution. Otherwise, he isn't sure. The second shows Vasya's view on the solution. The third number shows Tanya's view. Okay, so this is the first one is Petya, second one is Vasya, and third is Tanya, right? The numbers on the lines are separated by spaces. Okay, so if it is equal to 1, then they are sure about the solution, right? That person is sure about the solution. Okay, the output should be print a single integer, the number of problems the friends will implement on the contest. Okay, so this is the input, and we have to find how many problems they will actually implement in the contest. So here, at least two of them have are sure, right? In these two cases, and in the last case, only one of them is sure about it. So that is not considered. Only these two are considered. All right. So here there is at least one of them. I mean, at least two of them here in this case, and only one of them in this case. So there is only one. All right. There is a note here. In the first sample, Petya and Vasya are sure that they know how to solve the first problem. Okay, all three means they will write the solutions for these problems. Only Petya is sure about solution for the third problem, but that is in. So yeah, so that's what I said. The second sample, the friends will only implement the second problem. Yeah. So I hope you got the um, question and what we should do. Okay. So how can we implement this? Um, all right. So this is okay. First we have to check, right? You have to check if this is 0 or 1, this is 0 or 1, and this is 0 or 1. If at least we get two ones, then we can increment the count, right? We can store the count, and if at least we get two ones, then we can increment count, and then in the end we can return count. The question is, how can we read these values over here? They're separated by spaces. Um, how can we read these values? That's the question. Okay. Um, let's see. Let's see how we can do that. How to read integers, integers separated by spaces in C++. How to read input integers. Let's see how to do that. Huh, Cin automatically skips white space characters like spaces. Okay. You do not need to manually parse out the spaces unless you want to restrict the reading only to a single line. Um, you need to read integers from a space separated stream until the input ends or a non-integer character is entered is a while loop. Reading a single line of space separated integers. If your input spans multiple lines but you only want to read the integers from the first line, combine get line with is string stream. This prevents your program from hanging or reading into subsequent lines. That is what we want, right? Only want to read one line, right? We don't want to go to the next line. Um, is your input provided as a single line or could it span multiple lines? Uh, Total number of integers. We know the total number of integers, right? I mean, we don't know the total number of integers. We actually know, but uh, hmm, let's just put it simple, right? Uh, Reading a 2D grid or matrix of integers. Hmm, nested loop. No, we'll not have n into m, right? Uh, we'll always have n into n. Um, Read matrix size. So matrix size is going to be n, right? Finding path, counting islands, matrix multiplication. So counting, counting number of occurrences. Not number of occurrences. For checking, right? Not counting. For checking the number of occurrences of of uh, number of a number in the line and arriving and and concluding something, concluding something based on that, based on that by count, by count. So count of those in every count of goes out of positives into every. Uh, to count specific value positive numbers, not positive numbers. Oh my god. Count of count of fin- satisfied satisfied in every line on every line by evaluating each line inside loop can reset your counters for every new row. Clean the leftover new line from reading end. Okay. If int n, I mean int n, and then if what is this over here? If cin, just taking the input here, if there is no input, then return 0. Otherwise, I think it goes here and okay. String line, clean the leftover new line from reading end. Okay. Loop through each of the n lines. Uh, okay. If get line, read the current row. There is nothing there, then break. Okay. Is string stream, I don't know what this does. A stream that treats a string like an input stream lets you read data, split words, and convert text into numbers using standard extraction operators. Read-only passing extract data from a string source but cannot modify or write back to it. White space separation. Okay. Hmm. Okay, let me see this. All right. This reads it as a string. Okay. Stream a number till white space is encountered. This is over here. Only removes just white spaces. It's used mainly for strings, I think. But Okay, anyway, question is, okay, let's write some pseudocode. Probably is both right. Let's get an idea first. Huh, if you just joined, welcome to the stream, by the way. Uh, okay, so for example, if input is 3, right? 3, there are 3 problems, right? And that would mean there has to be 3 inputs as well subsequently. So let me say there is 1 0 1, there is 1 1 0, and then there is 0 0 1. All right. So here in this case, this is going to get implemented. This also is going to get implemented. This won't get implemented, right? Because there are no two ones here. There is only one, right? There is only one time it is occurring. So, how can I say this? Let me say for, I'll just iterate, right? Um, for, if I just start iterating, maybe consider this as a matrix, right? And if I start iterating here, at this point, at this when this row ends, if I get two ones, if I get two ones over here, right? So then, or you can say if greater than or equal to 2, that is if 1 appears greater than or equal to 2 times, right? Then I can say, then I can say, um, increment count, right? Uh, I can just increment count, count plus plus, and otherwise else I can just uh, ignore it. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to count it, right? So else it just breaks out of the loop. Um, I mean the for loop. Uh, right? I mean else it still has to check, right? Still has to check, and if there is nothing, then it's just going to. I don't think you have to check have an else here anyway, right? Probably that's good enough, right? The loop ends once there is no this once this condition is um, when does the loop end? That is the question though. What if there is something over here? Okay, there is not going to be because there is only three, but what if there is four? For example, what is it? There is four elements, and there is something over here, right? Maybe, maybe for example, let's say there is one here. Now this condition is also satisfied. So if you just break here, then it's not even going to reach here, right? So that is also something we have to check. So we should keep the loop going, right? And not just not count this. That's it. Right? That's it. That's all you have to do. So we have to keep the loop going until n number of rows. N can be the number of rows, right? Um, so that's possible. Okay, that makes sense. Now, how can I code this? That is the question. Okay, let's see. Let's try to code this. Let me just open, create a new file. c3.cpp. Okay, I'll just have include iospain using namespace std. Uh, okay, so for first, maybe again, I think it's better to keep it simple first, right? What if um there is just one contest, right? For example, there is just one contest, right? And if there is two or more ones, then I will return count, right? Count, I'll just do count plus plus, which is just going to return the count, right? Count plus plus means like if it is there, then it's just going to return one. If it is not there, then it's just going to return zero. That's it. Because there is only one element, right? Um, so I mean one contest, one problem to solve. So let's try to do it for one, then we can increase it. Uh, so here I'm just going to say int main. Let me just I have to read the input obviously. So cn and first let me just have n or not n. Maybe I don't need n. So should I consider this as a string? Mm, I think that is fine too. But if I, okay, then, huh, that is not bad actually. If I consider it as a string, it's going to be fine. So maybe I'll just say, and just like the previous thing that we did over here. Um, so string str, cin, just take str, right? So just consider it as a string str, and then cin, take the input for in a for loop. Uh, and then we have to read these characters, right? So if that has to happen, then I'll have to say int I equal to 0, and then I less than n, not n actually, uh, because n is not defined. We did not define n here. So maybe for now, I'll just have it as um, str dot size, because we have to go up till size, the max size, and then I plus plus, and then you have to read every character here, right? You have to read every character. Obviously, it ignores white spaces, so then we should be good if we just read one by one, probably. Let's see. I think it does ignore white spaces, I'm not sure, but let's try. Um, so let's first maybe we have to iterate through every character, right? To check if there is one. Okay, so let me just say, can I just say this way? I'm just going to say if nums of not nums str or y equal to 1, then can I say um increment count then? Is that good enough? Count is not declared. Okay, so how to okay, so then I think you have to declare count as well here, right? Instead, you have to keep track of the count. So let me just declare count as well here. Count. So just have an int count here. Maybe initialize it to 0, whatever. Doesn't matter. Count equal to 0. Um, and then I'm just going to return here. That's it. Maybe nothing else is required. I don't know. Probably this is good enough. Let's try. Not sure if this is going to work, but let's try. Let's just see what happens. Uh, okay. I'm just going to run this C3, C3, C3. This is well C3. Okay, asking for an input. Let me just give one with the white space. I'm just going to give it 101. Should return 1. It does not return anything. Okay, so definitely not correct. Uh, let's see if it works for something else, some other input. Did I? Okay, let me just try again. And maybe we can just debug it later. Uh, so let me just try 100 without white space. Let's try maybe 101. No, it doesn't even work without white space. Uh, so something is wrong definitely. Okay, we are not returning count. Let's just return count. Okay, that is quite silly. Okay, anyway, that was very silly. Okay, anyway, that's fine. Let me just rerun this. Uh, just rerun this and check if it works. I'm just going to try it with white space first and then without. No, it still doesn't work. Maybe without white space also does not work. So definitely something wrong with the code as well. Um, so let's try and understand what's something that we have to change. str of I equal to 1, then increment count. Okay. Mm, is this not good enough? We are looping up till str dot size, right? Uh, size, or is it size minus 1? Uh, this is good enough, I think. I'm not sure. Let's see. What is, let's check the for loop. Okay, the for loop looks good. Let me just debug this as well. Two logic errors that prevents it from working. Okay, so we're not too far away from the solution. All right. So this is a string, so takes only string, right? Okay, that makes sense. Single quote. I mean, this is a character, right? Okay. What else do we have to print the result to the console? Return 0 to. Okay, we have to print it apparently. What if we just return? Is it not going to work? Let's try. So I'm just going to say one with the white space. Let's try. Okay, so it is not going to print apparently. I think let's try it without the white space and also check. Okay, so I don't think it returns. Okay, that's fine. So let's just return 0 instead and then print the result here. Cout count and then this to slash n. All right, so that's good enough, I guess. Okay, that's it. Let's try now. 0 1. Okay, it works now. So it prints 1. So what if I give, for example, 1 0 0, which is the other case, right? Now it should print 0. No, it does not print 0. It prints 1 again. So that is an issue, right? So we also have to have an else condition, I think. Else, we're going to have to say, um, maybe else, then continue, right? I think, yeah, continue is probably good. If else, then probably continue, right? That should be good, I think. Let's try this now. No, it still prints 1. Shouldn't happen. Something is wrong. What if I do break? What if I break it here instead? Or should I also check the condition over here? Like str equal to 0. It shouldn't break though. That's the thing. Let's see. It can break here, I think. Let's try again. 1 0 0. Again, it prints 1. So I think we have to check it again, probably. Let's try again. Probably check it again. Equal to 0. check this now. If that is the case, then probably I should say continue instead of break. Let's try with both continue and break then. What happened here? There's some, okay. Now, I think it's good. Why, what happened here? There's some error expected over here. Where is it expecting? Not exactly sure. Where is the issue? Something is wrong here. Again, close it. This is closed as well. What happened here? Why are you able to find the issue? Someone is here, please let me know. Also, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Uh, okay. What are we missing here? Everything looks good, right? Not sure what something. It says we are missing a semicolon somewhere, but I'm not sure where. Let's 1 minute. Let's just see here. If there is another approach. That's fine, but let's do it this way. But thing is, else. You have to do else if here? No, right? Else if? Else if works. All right. Okay, it's else if because we are using a condition. All right. That's all right. Else if continue. I'm trying with continue here. Uh, 100. Still prints one. I think something is shouldn't print one, right? Why is it incrementing count if okay, so I think we made a mistake here, right? If str equal to 1, also I think I have to check if um no, we don't need this actually, but thing is I have to check str equal to 1. If we just see one time it occurring, it's already going to count for count, right? So that is not good. Okay. We only so I think it's going to just say like if it is like for example, if you check it here, this just counts the number of zeros. I mean, it just counts the number of ones here. It does not check the condition like if there is at least two ones, right? At least two ones or more than two ones. Okay. So even if there is just one in the thing, it's just going to print. 1. It's not even checking. Okay. All right. So let's add an OR condition as well. I mean, an AND condition as well, maybe. And and um, str. Oh, how can I say that? There is two occurrences, right? Two or more occurrences. Maybe I can just say str I equal to 1 greater than or equal to 2. Uh, Greater than or equal to 2 times. But then I'm not doing too much in the same thing expression. Can I just say stri greater than equal to 2? Then probably maybe. Let's try what comes now. Let's try and see. I think I didn't save. Maybe. Let's do it again. All right. Now I'm saying 0, 1, 0, 0. Now it still prints 1. It shouldn't print 1, right? Mhm. Should exit out of this. Something that we are missing here. Prevents the counter from ever increasing. Stops reading the moment it hits a space. If your input has spaces, it will only check the very first word. Just want to count the character 1. If you want to count any digit, character 2 or higher, okay, count if 1 occurs 2 or more times. And let's say okay, need to count all the occurrences first, then check if the final total is greater. Count the occurrences first. Alright, so that is what we did here. That That's fine. And there is also another thing that we have to check that after that. Okay, so probably we can't do it in the same thing. I thought maybe we could just do in the same condition. Okay, have to do it in a different condition. Okay. All right, so let's just remove this then. Not required, obviously. So now we have count. After this, we'll have count, but we don't want that. We'll have to check if count count greater than or equal to 2, then see out, see out count, right? Not count actually. See out maybe what do you have to output in the first place? You have to see out 1, right? I mean, yeah, character appears count, see out count. No, I don't want to see out count here. I'll just see out 1. That's enough. And then slash n. All right, that's good enough, I think. It's asking for input 100, prints nothing. Don't know why. Mhm. We try again. Okay, we can't add white spaces as it said before. So I'm not going to add white spaces. Okay, still does not print anything. So there's something wrong still. Count greater than or equal to 2. This is for reading entirely line including spaces. Okay, let's try this. Get line C in str as well. Can do this here. So including spaces, it's going to read it. And after that, here there is, okay, if str, this is the same thing that we did, right? Str of I equal to, okay. And after this, if count is greater than or equal to 2, see out. There is no else condition. Sure, I think, let me also hash include string. I forgot that as well. Okay, now it works. Okay, now let me just add 100. Still doesn't work. What happened here? Print the character 1. Uh, Try again. Uh, okay, now it prints 1. Okay, this didn't print anything because we didn't give an else condition here. Okay, so else maybe I'll just say cout, cout 0. Okay, that's fine. All right. Okay. Now if I give 1, 0, 0, it should give me 0. Yeah, so that's 0. Let's also check for other cases. 1, 0, 1, prints 1. Okay. What about 1, 1, 1? Okay, prints 1. So this works. All right. But it works only for a single input. You'll have to make it work for n inputs. So I think maybe that we can try it in the next live stream. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching today's live stream. If you have any questions, you can ask me right now. Um, yeah, otherwise I think we can just end it here. So this is the code, but it's again only 80% of the code. There is still little bit remaining. I think we can do that as well once the Codeforces issue is fixed. It's not still, there is something wrong with Codeforces currently. I don't know, some maintenance going on. So anyway, I think uh, that's good enough for today. So yeah, if you don't have any questions, I think I'll just end it here. Uh, yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please do consider subscribing to the channel for more such live streams. Um, and also share it with your friends who might also like it. So yeah, meet you in the next live